So I just saw this video when you hear about the Cracker Barrel situation because Cracker Barrel always give me like weird racist vibes, especially since I live in Alabama. It just definitely give me those vibes. So let's see what's happening over here.
There's a marketing trend that's existed for far too long now. It's been years, and it's more cringe than when all companies tried to use Gangnam Style to promote their brand. It's this fixation
Did that actually happen at one point?
on diluting all logos to just be bold text with the company name. Just this.
Oh, is this what we're talking about? We're talking about how what's the word I'm looking for? How everything turns to like modern, looks modern now. I mean, I don't really care about that.
Minimalist
I mean, I
garbage
don't really
where
care
it
about that,
removes
but
all fun and whimsy and personality and completely erases all creativity of logos and just reduces them to the company name on a very bland color. It's like the most
I mean, I guess I'm not really surprised that he's not talking about how like Cracker Barrel has like racist vibes, because like it's him. So like he's the guy that said what was his name? This dude that said really racist things in the past, and he said, "Oh, it's okay. It happened a long time ago. Yada yada yada. All this stuff. Basically, like people need to get over it. It was back in the day." But the thing about that is, this is so off topic and, well, kind of on topic, but kind of off topic. But the thing about that is, when when you're 15, you know about racism. When you're 16, you know about racism. When you're 17, you know about racism. You should have known better, but he didn't. When you're racist, when you're white and racist, as a young person, being racist to other young people who look like me, who look like who look like other people, Hispanics, Asian people, the other races that I cannot think of right now, when they look like them, us, it causes harm. Like, y'all don't understand that these things are serious. We internalize that hate that y'all spew out, thinking that it's just so fun, thinking that it's just edgy, thinking that it's just cool, when it isn't. It's really just embarrassing. And these kids have to deal with that. They have to deal with that self hate. I mean, like they see it everywhere, but it's really just now in their deep in their face. So they really have to like deal with that later on. And sometimes they don't. They end up like Candace Owens. They end up like that older black man who was spewing hate. I don't remember his name, but he's bald and big. And or you can end up looking like countless of these streamers, bro. Countless of these black streamers say the weirdest thing about black women, using them for like clout any chance they get, right? So it's a serious thing. Sorry, that was kind of off topic, but I would just, I'm a yapper, bro. Come on now.
shit ever. It's not interesting. I think it super sucks, but this has been the norm for corpo dog shit for a while. I still think the most infamous example is when Staples made an entire E3 press conference to unveil their new logo, where they
I mean,
removed the
it's kind of
iconic
cool.
Staples logo to make this, and then they had like paid shills in the audience going, "Yeah! Wee!" all over like this Staples logo unveiling.
I mean, I do have like thoughts about people like, what's the word I'm looking for? That miss like the olden days, or how people like, what's the word? I forgot the word, but I miss the olden days, I miss the old times, or whatever. It's kind of like you kind of have to be okay with things changing, with things moving forward, and things evolving, things taking a new era. Like, especially when it's like small things like this, it's small, minute things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's okay. With like the Shrek movie, I thought it looked fine. I thought it looked good, but like a lot of people hated it because it did not have its old look, and I think that's kind of the point. Like, I think the point was for them to reintroduce this franchise to younger generations so they can know what Shrek is. I think that was kind of the point of it. So, and as time goes on, there are new trends, and unfortunately, these big corporations follow these. They follow these trends, so it is able to be marketed better. So it is able to be targeted better. So these kids are able to watch the movie better, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I don't think evolution is necessarily like art evolving. I don't think is a bad thing. I think when you don't understand that things are going to change and things are going to look different and maybe you don't like it and that's fine, but at the end of the day, wait, I'm sorry, you may have to ask yourself, do you not like it because it actually looks ugly, or do you not like it because it isn't what you're used to, right? So that's all I have to say to that.
Which, again, nobody cares about. It's a worse logo. All you've done is just make a worse logo. And now Cracker Barrel has finally followed suit where they redesigned their logo, and man, did
Eh,
it hit them hard where it hurts the most. Right in their fucking precious nutsack of money. Pretty much overnight, they lost roughly $100 million in
yikes,
value. Their
that's
stock
insane.
took a nosedive into the.
I know those meme coins are gonna go hard though, bro. Like those people in mining for meme coins right now, they probably made a quick bag off this. I'm not gonna lie.
Shitter
Shit.
here. And of course, plenty of people make the argument it's just a logo. This is so overblown and unnecessary. It's not that big of a deal. And I guess I can kind of understand that, but I also understand why so many people are fed up with the enshittification of things. Like everything seems to be going in this direction where it gets boiled down to like the same generic sludge where everything has to be the most bland, samey poop ass. Like it's just so unnecessary. Like changing that logo and making it
I can
simpler
understand that.
does nothing for
Like
Cracker Barrel.
make it look different from what is popular. Like make it stand out to what your product is or what your business is. That makes sense. I can understand that.
Or for anybody. It's just a waste of time and resources. And there is more to it. It's not just the logo. They are like redoing the menu, they're redoing
Oh,
the
really?
restaurants as well. The idea is they want to make it the Cracker Barrel of today and tomorrow, is the verbiage that the CEO used. She actually went and did an interview with Good Morning America where she affirms
So is the Cracker Barrel gonna look like futuristic, or we putting like robot maintenance in that bitch? Like what is that? What is that gonna look like? I am curious about
that Cracker Barrel is really happy with how everything's going
that.
and that the
Can you
response
imagine like racist rednecks going into cyberspace? Cracker Barrel, bro,
has actually been
wicked.
overwhelmingly positive. I don't know if they're just filter feeding her like 5 tweets on Twitter that are like, actually, this is good. And they're like, yes, we're going in the right direction. But they don't seem at all shocked or rocked or even slightly perturbed that their stock has just nosedived after unveiling the new logo and the plans to like redesign and redo certain elements of Cracker Barrel.
Well, remember, the heart and soul of Cracker Barrel is going to stay the same. And so today we're actually launching a new campaign called All the More, which really highlights how people feel about Cracker Barrel. It's bigger than just a meal. We've got a retail shop. You're going to get great country hospitality with our scratch-made food in our restaurants. And that's really what this campaign celebrates. So we've enlisted a little bit of help from a guy named Jordan Davis. Maybe you've heard of him. He's got a new single and album out, and he's in our
Who
ad and is the voice of it
is
as
he, like
well. And it
a
really, again,
country
just
singer or
highlights those
something?
things that make Cracker Barrel Cracker Barrel.
I know everyone's all excited about Hollow Knight Silk Song around the corner, but I tell you what, I am chomping at the bit to get a piece of that Cracker Barrel ad campaign with Jordan Davis being the hired spokesperson for it. I can't wait. That's exciting. Yippee. Thanks so much for sharing. Basically, this whole interview is her just trying to uh, reassure people that the Cracker Barrel they love is going nowhere, even though they are redoing the inside of the restaurant, even though they are changing the menu and redoing some of the dishes, even though they are changing the logo, and even though they have redesigned their philosophy to be more about
But again, like things evolve, things change. Get over it. Is the best I can say. I mean, you can be upset about it, but it's like things are gonna change, either for like the best or for the worst. Which in this situation, it's kind of like, I definitely think that companies should differentiate. I feel like I said that word wrong. Differentiate themselves from like one company to the next with like their logos and everything. I definitely think they should add a little bit more personality back into it. But other than that, it's kind of like whatever.
The Cracker Barrel of today and tomorrow as opposed to the Cracker Barrel of the past. But other than that, like everything's exactly the same.
Is the food changing?
The food. Well, here's what I'll say about that. Innovation has proven to be really great at Cracker Barrel. People are loving our new menu items. We're reinvigorating our dinner menu.
And a lot of restaurants are leaning and going back to nostalgia, things that the customers are really comfortable with.
We never left it.
Yeah, you never left it, but you're changing up. You're kind of going a different direction. Why is that your strategy?
Yeah, because the Cracker Barrel needs to feel like the Cracker Barrel for today and for tomorrow. And again, the things that you love are still there. We need people to choose us, and we want people to choose us because people love this brand.
People love this brand, which is why we're changing it. Like, it's just, I don't know, it feels really contradictory because, like, this is all about her saying, like, no, everything that makes Cracker
That's what I
Barrel
was looking
Cracker
for,
Barrel is
nostalgia.
going to stay the same, you know? We never
Like,
left nostalgia.
some of y'all are like stuck on that nostalgia crap, bro.
Except we are leaving nostalgia. We're modernizing. Like her whole spiel here, like the entire pitch, is about why the modernization of Cracker Barrel is a good thing and it's the right direction to go for the company. The changing of the menu, the new food, bringing back like some old food. She mentioned like a meal is coming back, or I don't recognize the meal by name. I've only been to Cracker Barrel like maybe 10 times in my life. Actually, all of which have been a pretty decent dining experience. I've never actually had like a really bad time at Cracker Barrel. It is kind of cute as like this old-timey experience. But what she's insisting is like that experience will still be there, but modernized. But that clashes. I don't know how you could modernize an old school, like old style experience. Like that would clash
I mean,
by its
probably like new materials being used, still like using like the history of it and just kind of using newer, better materials probably. I can imagine. I mean, I don't know
very
how
nature,
other
I would think.
how
Like if you're
else they would
improving
do
the
it.
food, great. I never had any big complaints about the food at Cracker Barrel, but if you want to introduce more high quality cuisine options and just upgrade it, that's fine by me. Let it rip. I just don't know why that also means you have to redesign like the entire like brand identity and whatever. To me, it reminds me of what video games have also been doing for a while now, which I fucking hate, and I'm always the first to spit on this, where a new entry into a franchise will have the same name as another entry in the franchise, and it
What do you
grinds my
mean?
ass so hard. Like
I don't
Call of
understand
Duty
that.
Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. That's actually 6 games I just named right there. Because there's
Oh.
2 of each, and they are so
Oh.
different. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare is different from Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is different from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is different from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Like, you see the problem? Like, I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I'm going off on a different tangent. Stop me now. Stop me now before I start getting out of control with the ranting. Point is, Cracker Barrel feels to me like it's doing that same thing, where it's taking Cracker Barrel and introducing Cracker Barrel 2025 on it, which is different. But she's insisting that it's the same, so what's the point in trying to present it as different? Like, just go ahead and make a marketing push that's like, hey, we upgraded.
I guess maybe what she meant by that is like the vibe is gonna be the same, like the feel is gonna be the same, but it's going to look different. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. That's the only way that can make sense in my head, honestly.
Our food, we changed these things around. We added new things to the gift shop, some more modern items. We repainted things inside to brighten it up, that kind of thing, whatever. Another thing she mentioned is they're changing the chairs to make more comfortable chairs. Big
Okay.
thumbs up for me. I actually hated the chairs at Cracker Barrel sometimes. My ass is a little bony, so sitting on those chairs is a little uncomfortable for an extended period of time. So changing the chairs there, great idea. Does that also mean that it needs to come with like this whole push of like, Cracker Barrel's new? We've changed the logo and everything. I don't think so, but that's the trend of business these days where even like the slightest change, you need to introduce the sequel. Like Overwatch. Overwatch 2. We've done almost nothing. And we're calling it Overwatch 2. This is the sequel. It shit sucks. It's just super useless. Like, that's kind of like the DNA that I feel from this Cracker Barrel logo change and like this whole push about like the refreshing of Cracker Barrel. I think ultimately it probably won't change that much, but they have changed the logo. So immediately people will recognize it as something different, even if she's insisting it's going to be the same experience. And I think the logo is worse. It follows another trend I hate of these really boring minimalist logos. I think there's nothing fun or creative about it. It sucks a lot of life out of a brand. It just seems like a huge waste of resources to take a logo that everyone can immediately identify and take everything out of it to just be the name, and then try and present like Cracker Barrel 2 is here. This is the refresh. But also it's like the exact same experience that you've always remembered. Don't worry, everything you love about Cracker Barrel is still there. Okay, well then why did you redo the logo and why are you calling it this huge refresh? It's just, I don't know. It feels super sloppy
that makes
to me.
sense.
I'm not surprised to see people aren't really responding well to it. It's worthless.
What if all the customers are coming at you hard enough about the look of the restaurant and they want to go back to the old way? Would you do it?
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members.
Okay.
They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So
Sure, that's all fine and dandy, but it is not really representative of everyone's perception of this redesign and this refresh. Like, you can anecdotally talk about the managers in Orlando shaking you like, when can we get a remodel? And use that as an indicator that you're going in the right direction, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Like, I feel like, and of course I'm not in the board meetings here, but I feel like you could point to the stock price correlating with when the logo design dropped, and then also couple with all of the feedback you can publicly see from everyone, including your loyal customers, and probably make the assumption that maybe there's more people unsatisfied with this than we're thinking. Like, they're currently writing it off as a vocal minority, but I feel like it's probably a pretty large group of people that isn't really excited about this. Of course, plenty of people that are upset about it are people that never eat at Cracker Barrel and probably never would have stepped foot in one in the first place. But there also are definitely some customers that probably are a bit turned off here because it's following the trend of every other business that is diluting everything that they've built into just being like generic slop looking. Even if that's not the case here with Cracker Barrel, people have already seen this song and dance from plenty of other businesses over the years that a lot of people are just tired of it in general. Now, what I will say is I don't think this will last long. Not like the logo and everything and the refresh. I'm sure they will fully commit to that, and that will probably be the norm from this point going forward for Cracker Barrel for a long time. What I don't think is going to last a while, what I think is ephemeral, is people avoiding Cracker Barrel and the stock plummeting. I think this will follow the trend of most shit where once it stops being flavor of the month, people will just go back to business as usual and they'll eat at Cracker Barrel when convenient or with their grandparents or something. Like, they're not going to be canceling trips to Cracker Barrel a week from now. So I'm sure it'll probably rebound.
Yeah,
to
because it's
some
not that
extent,
serious.
or even completely. Maybe it ends up being successful for them. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to stay like this from this point going forward. But I guess I could be wrong about that. Maybe people are just like, you know what, fuck Cracker Barrel for this, and they're done with it. That's possible. I just find it unlikely because that almost never happens for any business, really. Anyway, though, just wanted to yap about this.
All right,
That's
y'all.
about it. See ya.
Alright, y'all. This is the end of this video. Oh my god, bro. I'll see y'all in the next one.
We're here for our convertible.